some of my other videos, like my unboxings and things like that, you may have seen my husband Marty on the video with me. Well, tonight, I'm hearing myself. Hold on.
I'm hearing you too.
A backdrop. There you go. So tonight is our date night. Well, this is also during the time of the COVID-19 self-imposed quarantines, and our state has decided that they're going to do a soft lifting of that restriction, but still not everything is open. So date night is a little imaginative tonight. We've already tried plan A failed, plan B failed, plan C failed, and finally we ended up in our third city of the night at Steak and Shake for dinner. And we pulled in behind the Steak and Shake parking lot and sat there and ate dinner while we could get a view of our home city a little ways off. So anyway, that brought us home to date night earlier than we had intended to. And Marty had planned to go on this lookout point place and play the guitar, and we were going to have a nice Italian dinner. Well, the restaurant moved and there was no lookout point to look out from. So we came home to go to another restaurant. That didn't work out because you have to order ahead of time. And then we went to the other place and passed Steak and Shake because the line was entirely too long. Went to Old Charlie, decided that was crap, and came back to Steak and Shake and stood in line. Tried to go to Krispy Kreme in 2 different cities, and the lines are so freaking long that strawberry donut that they're premiering this week ain't worth all that. I mean, we're talking long wrap around the stores, down the street lines. That key lime, I might feel differently, but the strawberry wasn't all that worth it for me. So anyway, we're home really early, and we're going to watch a movie later. We're going to Netflix and chill. But right now, we're going to get a little diamond painting done because I need to get some work done on this to get caught up to Shelley. So Marty, who I gave a diamond painting for,
Diamond dots.
one of his stocking stuffers for Christmas was a diamond dots little painting, because if you watch my other WIP and chats with the Angel Girl, you know that he did a portion of the Angel Girl with me for date night. So I was teasingly saying, we could do this. And he said, yeah, I have my little one. I could do my little one. So Marty is doing his first whipping chat. Yay, Marty. I love our relationship. We take interest in each other's interests, and we support each other, and we actually become a part of what the other one finds joy in. So it's one of the great parts of our marriage. All right. So I am working on the collaboration piece that Shelley over at Shelley Patterson's YouTube channel and I are doing the collab on, and that is the what is this? Friends of the Sea by Diamond Art Club, and I have finally made some progress. This is where I am right now. Shelley started at the top, and she's all the way over here somewhere, or over here, so she's almost finished. So I'm trying to play catch up. I will never again do this many projects at one time. Marty, as he showed you, is doing the diamond dots that I gave him at Joann's, and a little smiley face with headphones. So wish him luck. All right, so open it up and set yourself up, and I'll give you anything that that you don't have. All right, so if you have not grabbed your current project out, go ahead, put us on pause. We'll wait right here for you. And get your WIP out and set it up so that we can all start this thing together. All right, let's make sure you have everything you need. You have your die. Is that it? Let me see. Is that totally thing? Is that?
Yes.
Wow, guys, that's so tiny. The happy face fits in the palm of my hands. I didn't realize it was going to be that tiny. He'll be done with this in like 2 shakes of a lamb's tail. Oh, you got a frame too? Oh, you got a frame. That's nice. That's called a toolkit. So there's everything you need to do your painting in. Your pen, your squishy because they're a little hard. Oh, let's see your diamonds. So it says Smiling Groove, the name of the painting. We should have titled this an unboxing. That's what we'll say. This is a WIP and Chat / unboxing. So I've got the camera set away, but so that you can see both of us. And if you're working on your WIP, then you're not really watching the screen anyway, so we'll be okay. There are his diamonds, his daisy chain. There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 colors in that little piece. So
they provided this to give your hands a little bit of cushion when you use this sort of pen. And this is the wax square you're expected to
hold it up
touch
for
the
them.
pen against.
He's such a good listener. He already knows what parts he's holding up. He's heard a lot of unboxings.
Oops. Here's
And
your tray
your
that
tray.
the loose drills will go in.
Yes, good job. You're absolutely right on every detail. So keep this in case you have to put your beads, leftover beads in something.
Yep. Okay.
And so you can decide if you want to do all one color or do it row by row or corner by corner. It's up to you how you do it. And do you remember when you helped me on this piece up here what to do? And
Yes.
okay. I don't have a gray drill tray like that with no pour spout, so that'll be nice for my collection. What is this?
Instructions.
And you get this instruction sheet that tells you in several different languages, I presume, yes, bless you, in several different languages how to diamond paint. Gives you 12 steps, which is unusual. It's usually about 9 steps, but yeah. If you get lost, you can look at these or you can just ask. I don't think you will because you've got some experience under your belt. That's cool that they give you a frame to put it in. All right. You can put that on the couch over there.
You will eventually have to cut the canvas down in order to make it fit the frame.
Good to know. All right, you ready?
Ready.
Let's rock and roll. All right, so Marty, tell the people a little about yourself because they know about money.
I'm an extremely fortunate man to have married Steph. That's probably the most important thing to know about me. I have a military career, and after a military career, I wound up working with computers, as I'd always wanted to do, and did that for another couple decades. So I continue to be able to do things that I enjoy and get paid for, and that's a real blessing. We have a house that, as Steph says, it's a place to die in, and there's lots of room here.
You have to give you some context with that. I didn't just out of the blue and say, this is the house we're going to die in. We had gone to meet his father. Well, it would be my first time meeting his dad. And we were sitting there talking, and as often when we first got married, even though we talked about a lot of things before we got married, there were still often times that I only learned things from him when we're talking to somebody else, and vice versa. And this happened to be one of those conversations. And so he had said, oh, well, we're looking for a house to move in, and it means we'll be out of the boundaries of the church building that we're currently in. Why is this not fitting? Did my tape come off? Oh, it's the wrong one. And so I said, no. The house is almost paid for. We're dying in that house. So that's where that comment came from. I didn't just randomly out of the blue go, oh, we're going to die in that house.
Right. I see what you mean. It sounds pretty bad, given that way. No.
So
Don't know what else to say.
that's
We
it. We'll
have
just
5 kids and 7 grandkids between us.
yeah. All right, and then we'll just chat as we work.
Yep, I'm gonna
And-
grab a pair of scissors so I can separate these and work with them
Okay.
rationally.
So whatever comes up comes out.
Yeah.
All right.
They
So
just
while
found that out.
so while he's doing that, I found this Darius poster stick to it reusable adhesive. It's green, and so if you see green in my pins for the next couple of months, it's because I'm using this. I'm giving this a shot, and so far, guys, I am loving it. I don't have to refill my pin as regular, and I find that I don't press as hard. But I don't think that has anything to do with the wax. I'm just heavy-handed naturally. So, but I don't press as hard when I have this, because it really helps. So, and I'm loving my 6 placer. It helped me get all of this water done the other day, so I'm loving that. Again, my pins are from Jim's Handmade Pins, and I can pull one of the tips out of each one and add in various tips that I like. This one came with a plastic tip, and this one came with the metal tip. And this is the one I had custom made for me. I asked him to find this and make it for me, and he did. Same price and everything, so really cool. All right. So Marty and I will be celebrating our 10th anniversary right here in this very living room, apparently, in July.
Oh, afraid so.
So it looks like we're not going anywhere. And I'm not going to Zumba convention either, so bummer. We get to be stuck at home, but we're stuck at home together. Or as Beto would say, together. So like I said, we ended up having for dinner steak and shake and milkshakes. I'm going to be suffering tomorrow with cramps and bloating, but it was worth it. It was a turtle milkshake. Oh my goodness. And Marty had a Reese's
peanut butter shake.
And it was so good. I met Shelley earlier today. She was in town, and we went to Costco and Joann's and Michael's and a craft corner, and then I left her to come home for date night, and she went to Sam's for sushi and to buy some stuff. So that was cool. And I'm sure I posted we did our last whipping chat, not our last, but the last one that we did a couple of days ago, and hopefully it has posted already on both our channels. So what movie do you want to watch tonight? What genre are you in the mood for, Marty?
I'm thinking martial arts.
Because he knows I love martial arts.
Yeah.
I can always do a martial arts film. Always. Martial arts and musicals. I'm all for it. Marty loves musicals. And that's so important. He wasn't a martial arts fan when we got married, and I still don't think he's a huge martial arts fan, but he knows I love it, so he'll watch it. What is your favorite genre of movies or types of movies, Marty?
You're asking me?
Yeah.
Has to be music. Well, musicals, I think, if I have to pick one.
Musicals?
Yep.
I would agree with that for you. What's your favorite musical ever of all times?
The one that was done of Les Mis with the man.
The movie or the play?
I think the movie, I really enjoyed the play. I've seen that. But the movie with Jack, come on, I'll give his name in a moment. Jackman.
Hugh Jackman.
Hugh Jackman. That was really, really good.
He is such a talented actor. He could play anything.
And the entire musical was musical. No just plain old spoken words. That threw Steph a little bit, but they did an excellent, excellent job with it.
Yeah, that threw me. I was kind of expecting some talking in there. But it was still good, like he said. It was a good movie. A good play.
Someday we'll get to see 1776, maybe. I only have the record album for that. Well, for a number of things, really, just the record album.
We saw the Cats movie a couple of months ago, and I don't know why so many people were confused or unhappy or whatever. I mean, did you not know? Have you not seen the play? I mean, I haven't seen the play, and I knew it was a musical, but I don't know what they thought it would be, but we enjoyed it, and we like to go see. That's something fun that we like to do for date night, is to go see plays. Although we haven't been lately. The funny thing is, when we were courting, we didn't date, we courted. That was a purpose for the dating. And I was auditioning for a play. I had always wanted to do it, and that was back during the time when everything that I was afraid of, if it jumped into my mind, I would go do it. Somewhere I lost that. I have to find it again. But so I wanted to audition for a play. So I heard, as always, something on the radio and set up for the audition. It took my friend with me. She got a part and I did not. And it wasn't because I was not good enough to get a part. But the particular play, I had no reference for the play. And didn't realize that the play, I don't know why I didn't realize this. Everybody knows this play, but I didn't realize that. Well, not everybody. Yeah, not everybody knows about it. But anyway, it was set back in the day, so it was a racial type of play, and there was only one black character, and apparently, in order for this play to work, it had to be, that character had to be a black person, and the rest of them had to be white people. So, anyway, that's how we got involved with this little community playhouse. So when the next play rolled around, we were engaged at that time, right?
No, not yet.
We were dating.
We were dating.
Courting.
We were courting.
And so anyway, our friends, my same friend, her husband also got involved with this little group. And the next play that rolled around, the play was really good. I just can't think of the name of it right now. The play that Benita did and mind you, I took her screaming and hollering. She did not go willingly. And that stinker got a part and I didn't. But again, the
Second Samuel.
So there weren't any black women in Second Samuel. It's a really good play. And I was very supportive, and I was on the staff for helping to find stuff, and I think they and I were hoping that I would have a better involvement with the community playhouse than I did eventually end up doing, but or did not do for that matter. Anyway, the next play that came out, my friend who got the part, her husband and Marty were friends, and then she and I were friends, and so that they did a lot of chaperoning for us. Yes, we chaperoned, and so we went to audition for a play again. They went to audition. Well, by now, I've lost my nerves and I'm back to the frantic person I was before. So I was not auditioning for the next play. I was going to watch all of them audition. And unbeknownst to me, Marty was actually going to propose at that audition, which my friend's husband, well, he's my friend too, talked him out of it, blessedly, because that was a little soon.
Too soon.
That was a little too soon. And
I was ready.
yeah, he was ready practically almost off the bat. So anyway, the director who I had auditioned for Second Samuel was there at the audition for this play, which was Big River, right?
Right.
Big River. And he kept saying, "You're auditioning." I'm like, "No, I can't. I'm not auditioning for this play. I can't do it. I can't do it." Because I would have to sing. I knew this from having auditioned before. Last time, he just had us all sing on stage together, and he kind of walked around and stood in front of each person. And he told me I had a pretty voice and blah, 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 blah.
Well, you
And
do.
so, but I can't sing in front of other people, not a solo. I can do choirs, but solos freak me out. And the other director, the lady who's actually, I guess, kind of like the head honcho at the Playhouse, she was directing this play. And mind you, I was in my Sunday dress. I had a dress that had two splits, a split on each side. So I'm in the dance audition because he's basically made me do it. He's saying, "You have to, you know, blah, 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 blah." And not to mention, my audition was the bomb. I was really good. I'm just going to say that because I like plays. I like acting.
You felt
So-
restrained by the clothing you were wearing when you tried to dance.
Yeah, and they want you to do some kind of hobo dancing where you're kicking your legs out. And I'm like, dude, I have on a dress that has a split on each side. If I kick my legs out like that, you'll be seeing my woo-ha. And, like, that's not going to happen. And so, that made me nervous. And then when we went in, she kept saying, "I know you're in a dress, but can you blah, 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 blah." That pissed me off, actually. So, well, it ticked me off, but it was just like I was aggravated because I didn't come to rehearse, to audition. And I made that clear that I wasn't there to audition. But since I was, you know, you can't expect me to throw my legs open and have all my bottom parts exposed to everybody. Anyway, then came the part where they had to go on to sing, and I completely freaked out. I mean, I couldn't breathe. I was just like, my heart was beating, and I ran out the door to the Dairy Queen next door. I said, "I can't do it. I have to go." And I ran to the Dairy Queen next door and waited for everybody to get through auditioning. And then my friend, she came over, and then one by one, they each came over when their auditions were done. And anyway, Marty got a part in that play.
They needed a guitarist.
Yeah, they needed a guitarist, and he plays guitar and is teaching me to play guitar. And he also has a beautiful tenor voice and can do bass. So he was a good catch for all of us. And so he got a part too. The thing is, they started rehearsal while we were on our honeymoon.
The rehearsals were already in full swing when we went on our honeymoon. They interfered with the courtship because here we are, we're engaged, and we don't have any time to spend with each other because I'm working during the day and I'm at this play at night. So although Steph has said that, yes, we'll get married, we didn't have a whole lot of time together to have anything get in the way of that. I think God was watching out for us. They gave us time off for our honeymoon, and then I came back to the play shortly before the actual performance.
Right. Because the time right before the play, you're required to make the rehearsals.
Yeah.
Because the play is about to open.
Yeah.
But we were like, we'll be on our honeymoon, and you want him, So
Nothing's going to stop.
nothing's gonna stop the marriage stuff happening, and so they were like, okay, you go on your honeymoon and come back as soon as you get back, and so they were okay with that. And so as soon as we got back from our honeymoon, he started going. He'd go to work in the daytime. This is before he was working at home. Now he works from home, at least for right now. And so he'd go to work all day, then he'd go to rehearsal all evening. And that was the beginning of our marriage. But he stuck it out. The play was great. He was great.
From my perspective, I had to demonstrate that I knew how to spell commitment. From my standpoint, the three of us had tried out for a play, and I got it. How do I show commitment? By saying, well, no, I don't really want to be in this play because I need time to court Steph. How do I show commitment by doing that? I can't. So I had to follow through on the commitment.
Yep. So that was the beginning of our little marriage, and here we are this July, 10 years later.
Mm-hmm.
The man has the patience of Job, I tell you. Oh, dropped one. So like he said, we have 5 children between us, 7 grandkids. Our youngest is here at the house. He is 20, just turned 22 this month actually, or in April. And trying to figure out his next move in life. And the rest of them are adults and on their own. Well, technically, our youngest daughter was on her own, but her roommate decided to move in with her boyfriend. And my daughter decided to go to another city to go to school right when the COVID-19 hit. So she couldn't transfer from her job here to the same company there because COVID-19 had shut everything down. So these soft openings are nice in that maybe it can let her get her life started. She can finish her move up there and get started with her life. And then we'll just have one more to get out of the... She ended up moving back in with her dad and stepmom for right now because she was going to move to the other city and stay with her brother and his family while she was in school. So it would be nice for our stuff to open back up, but I only want it to open back up if it's safe to do so. If it doesn't put us in bigger cases, more cases happening or whatever. So anyway. All right, Marty. Some things I have talked about. What is your favorite movie? Marty's not a movie. He's seen more movies since he married me than he has in his entire life before he married me.
True.
Because I love movies. I'm an avid movie watcher. And I told him he had to date me once a week. Doesn't have to be expensive, but you still do have to date me.
Mm-hmm.
Even after we're married. And he has held to that, I must say, with some fabulous ideas and very original ideas. Well, so what's your favorite movie of all time?
I don't know, that's tough. I mean, if you ask for a book, I'd say The Moon is a Harsh Mistress.
So that's your favorite book of all time?
Yes.
Marty loves to read. He's a speed reader. He can pick up a book and be finished with it in no time. So The Moon is a Harsh Mistress. Remind me what that was about. Was that the movie that the book that the movie John Carter was based off of?
No, a movie has never been made of it, but it came out about the time of the anniversary of the Constitution of the United States, and other writers were picking up on the same theme, something surrounding the idea of the Constitution of the United States. And what The Moon is a Harsh Mistress does is to envision a history where convicts are sent to the moon to finish out their sentences, the way that they used to be sent to Botany Bay, sent to Australia to finish out their sentences. And just as with Botany Bay, it turns out to be a one-way trip. Nobody's going to pay to ship you back to the earth when your sentence is completed. So you have a community full of folks, most of whom technically are no longer under sentence of anything, but can't do anything different. So they create a society that has really no government at all. And the basic plot thrust of the movie is that the moon is being used as a place to grow grain for an overpopulated earth. It's being raised on ice that's in cracks in the moon. And the problem is that that precious water is being shipped downhill from moon to earth with no replenishment. And if this goes on, eventually there will be no water on the earth to grow grain or anything else. And then we're looking at starvation and maybe cannibalism. The whole society will collapse.
On the moon?
On the moon. The whole society will collapse. So that's where the protagonists come in. A professor who has been thinking about revolution most of his life, a one-armed ice miner who was taught enough math by this professor that he wound up becoming a crack computer repairman, and a lady who has her own reasons for not liking the folks who run the prison up there, and a computer. A computer winds up joining their trio to help them throw off the yoke of federated nations and free the moon from the earth. So it's a stunning novel. Robert Heinlein is a great science fiction author, and I highly recommend the movie. I really do. A book. Why did because you asked?
Because you've been
movies.
around me too long.
Right. There's never been a movie. I doubt that there will, because there's so much in it, and so much that envisions what has happened since then, where the computer is able to talk in many voices at once and handle creating a covert phone network for the people who are participating in what amounts to a revolution on the moon.
All right, so there is a recommendation for you. The book called The Moon is a Harsh Mistress.
Mm.
Let's see, I have several favorite movies. Mrs. Doubtfire, love that movie. My favorite book would probably be Embraced by the Light. You'll have to check that out on your own. I'm a big fan of Mary Higgins Clark, who writes mystery novels, murder mysteries, because she is the only person who I have to really think about who it is, and I'm actually surprised at the end. Like through a movie, I can figure it out. I'm a couple of minutes in, gets everybody's story, and bam, I'm already figuring out who the killer is. But she manages to stump me, and I love it. I love reading her books. Okay. Let's see.
I want to talk about this thing for just a moment.
Yep.
I haven't gone with the second color of yellow yet, but there are actually two colors of yellow in this particular item, and there are no little circles or squares for me to place anything into. Instead, I just have the symbol. I have to center it on the symbol and hope that everything lines up when I get the beads that are different colors in the same row next to the beads that I've already placed.
Like his Y's, which is a yellow, the yellow of the face, there are no circles. So he has to just make sure he's right on that Y. But the other ones have circles though.
Maybe it's
Oh, your 7 and your Y have the same background and are, oh,
right. Well, this is, notice how similar they are in color. This is going to be the 7.
it's probably where the natural shadow would fall on the face.
Up in the forehead there.
So you're using A5
7 sound.
for 7 and A3 for Y.
Yes.
Okay. All right, what's your favorite song and why? By the way, he wrote a song for me while we were dating too. I might make you pull out your guitar and play that song for us. What's your favorite song?
That's like asking me to pick my favorite children. Not going to happen.
Well, you can have more than one. Just some that you really gravitate to.
A man needs to dream the impossible dream, to fight the unbeatable foe, to bear with unbearable sorrow, to run where the brave dare not go, to right the unrightable wrong, to love pure and chaste from afar, to try when his arms are too weary, to reach the unreachable star. This is my quest, to follow that star, no matter how hopeless, no matter how far, to fight for the right without question or pause, to be willing to march into hell for a heavenly cause. And I know if I'll only be true to this glorious quest, that my heart will lie peaceful and calm when I'm laid to my rest. And the world will be better for this, that one man, scorned and covered with scars, still strove with his last ounce of courage to reach the unreachable star.
And just like he burst into song right there, I get this all day long, every day. He loves to sing, and you can tell he's a beautiful singer. But yeah, I get this all day long. When we first got married, it was weird songs, like folk songs, like
Who threw the overalls in Mr. Murphy's chowder?
Sing that song right quick. What is it?
Who threw the overalls in Mistress Murphy's chowder? Nobody spoke, so we shouted all the louder. It's an Irish trick that's true. I can lick the mick that threw the overalls in Mistress Murphy's chowder.
Now he's saying stuff like that when we first got married. And I'm like, why? I mean, every time you mentioned a word, whatever your sentence ended on, he could find a song that had that word in it and just go at it. All the time. Like, all the time. And I'm like, how many songs do you have in your head? I mean, how many weird songs do you have in your head? Well, apparently thousands of songs are in his head. So he doesn't do it as much now. I don't know, maybe because you're working from home or something. But yeah. So this house used to be bubbling with music the first couple of years with all the plays and random shout outs of voice. And not to mention, I would kick in a few myself too. Because I mostly only sing the way I really want to sing here at home amongst my comfort level. And even that's limited sometimes. So yeah, we were always surrounded by music. And plus, I don't like quietness. So I always had music playing in the background. When I sew, I have music. And now I have Netflix, but before it was music. We should probably get back to more music. I think music can set your tone for the day, for the night, for whatever. Words speak to you, but music touches you. So I am a big lover of music. And I like all kinds of music. I am actually listening to a heavy metal song to help a friend choreograph. So I can love any music as long as, any genre, as long as it has a beat to it. And that it's not saying anything crazy. You lose me on all the sex and, or, you know, evilness or stuff like that. I have no interest in hearing that. But everything else, I'm good for. But my favorite would be country and blues, because they both tell a story, a real story. Not about, you know, trifling mess, but, you know, actual stuff about life, you know. My wife left me, took the dog, and the car burned down, you know, stuff like that. Or how you found love, or, you know, not bees and, you know, money and rims and all that stuff. I have no interest in that, hearing about that. So, Marty, what's your favorite genre of music?
When I was a kid, I would take a wire that was dangling out of the back of my radio, and I'd wrap it around my wrist to get better reception. Yeah, I know, I wasn't electrocuted, I'm still here. And I would listen to classical music.
Oh yeah, I love classical music too. Oh. Yeah. I used to listen to that at work when I was at the nursing home. And the administrator came in one day and he was like, "Are you listening to classical music?" Well, yeah. He says, "Oh, I like that. You got a little class about yourself." I thought, oh, so before you knew that I didn't have any class or whatever. I'm like, wow, okay. Not that we've ever hung out or you've ever talked to me outside of work. I was probably a little wrong back then too, but still, I found that interesting. But anyway. All right.
I see why the ridges on this tray are important.
Yes.
I shape the tray in order to get the flat side down.
Exactly. See, you're learning about diamond painting. You just learned about sewing and the seam ripper. We've been making the masks for the COVID-19 for just people. I don't care who it is. I'm not asking for a fee. I'm not charging. I'm just, as long as I make them and you asking for one, you can have one. So Marty made some also, and that's actually what we're going to be doing most of the day, if not all of the day tomorrow, is finishing a large order of masks. But so if you want one, let me know. But you won't get it within next week because I'm still trying to finish this big order.
Our strength has to hold out.
Yeah, our strength has to. Yeah, we have to give me a minute to recuperate from this large order. But